Hi everybody, welcome. So, hi, my name is Isabelle Santin. Oh dear, hold on 1 second. I gotta pause that on my iPad. Okie dokie. Alright. So, again, welcome everyone to the live stream. Um, Today we are doing a fundraiser live stream for Hannah Cass, a member of my community who is a eco-anarchist who stands for the rights of the earth and of people of color, and she faces currently RICO charges, which are like racketeering charges for that are entirely baseless. And so she needs financial support in order to deal with these court proceedings that are ahead of her. And this live stream is here to, in an effort to raise funds for Hannah. So that's what I'm doing today. I'm basically going to be doing a fundraiser educational coding live stream for y'all, kind of showing what the open source process looks like and kind of walking through it while also routinely encouraging donations. So you can find the link to donate below in the description. It's a Venmo link, so I would recommend any donation above $5 is a great contribution. So yeah, without further ado, let's get started. So this project that we're working on today is actually, let's see, let me change the chat that I'm looking at. Hi, Linterney. Welcome. But yeah, so the project we're working on today is actually an open source project of mine that I've just started working on recently. It's called quiche.net. And it's basically a C# version of another project made by Cloudflare that is written in Rust that basically implements the quick application layer protocol. And so today we're going to be working on a pull request that I started earlier this morning that basically implements all the driver code for this protocol. So yeah, it'll be fun, and without further ado, we should get started. And I'm noticing we have 4 concurrent viewers. That's awesome. Already off to a great start. So earlier today, I was working on this code right here that is focused on sending and receiving packets over the network. And so what I did to get started with this pull request is what it's called, is basically a request to change the code. We open up a new branch. So as you can see, there's a few branches that we can choose from. We have the main branch, which is basically the stable version of the code. And then we have our feature branches here. And welcome, Lego Anime Girl. Nice to see you. And so I started a feature branch for this new feature that I'm adding, which is this quiche connection class. And I just want to pause for a moment and say I love the fact that it's called quiche. It's a really fun name for the library. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and nice to see you too. Aw, thank you. So we're gonna go ahead and work on continuing where I left off with this. As we can see here, there's a to-do line. Hi, Tom. Welcome. The name quiche is really good. I agree. So I'm actually going to go ahead and make a new class here that is going to be needed in a bit called quiche stream. And basically the purpose of this class is going to be maintaining a steady flow of data between the connection and the application, the connection instance and the application code. So we're going to have it inherit from stream. Damn, I wish I had a stream of quiche. I know, right? Quiche is so good. Or sounds good. I've actually never had it before. Alrighty. So now we're going to go ahead and implement a new method that is only accessible to this library. That's what this internal word means. And we're going to call it buffer data. And what we're going to take in is a span of bytes. This basically refers to a region of memory where we contain the data we are receiving. And I suppose we should also call this buffer data receive. I never know how to spell that word. Yeah, I know, right, Linterney? It's so difficult to get started learning code, and like once you like get it, it's like so hard to like not see the world differently because of it. And just checking. Okay, here we are. Apologies for that. We didn't have the right screen showing. So there we are. This is our code. So, taking in a span of bytes that refers to memory, we're calling that buffer in, and then we have the number of bytes it is. Okie dokie. So then we're going to go over here and plug that in. So basically, this is how we're making our code talk to each other. So first we need a stream instance. And for that, I'm going to use a dictionary that maintains a list of streams, quiche streams. Oh, Thomas. So silly. How often do I plug things in? All the time, actually. I'm constantly plugging things in and out of my computer. Wink. We'll call this stream map. And then stream map is going to be initialized here. So then after that, we're going to basically go ahead and call stream map get or add. So basically, if the stream exists already in our mapping here between IDs and streams, we will add a new one if it doesn't exist, or we'll just get it if it does. There we go. And we'll call this our stream. And then we'll go ahead and call that function we just wrote. Buffer data receive. And for that, we're actually going to need our buffer instance. In theory, what is better, C# or C++? Well, it honestly depends on what you want to do with your code. Programming languages, the way I see it, they're all just different kinds of tools. And so, hold on, I need to fix this for a sec. It keeps switching back. I'll just disable that one. There we go. So, to answer your question, fourth is the tool that makes you want to sob. I speak from experience. Yeah, for real. The screen thing is really sensible. Yeah, I appreciate that. But yeah, so as I was saying, programming languages are all just different tools that we use for different jobs, right? So just like you would use a hammer to hammer a nail, you use a screwdriver to screw in a screw, you use C# to write certain kinds of applications, and C++ to write other kinds of applications. More specifically, you might choose C++ in a situation where you want control over how your application uses memory and how it manages it. In these cases, C++ is obviously the more efficient choice, because then you're not constantly fighting against the C# runtime, for example, in order to basically get what you want to happen in terms of memory management. And David has the right idea here. Very nice answer. I like that. And hi, Aki, or Akil. Nice to meet you. So we're taking in this buffer reference and the buffer size. And there we have it. So I pulled up some documentation here about a library that I want to use called System.io Pipelines. And basically what it's responsible for doing is essentially making a bunch of discretely sized buffers into a more continuous consumable stream. So we're going to take advantage of that here and take this example code and adapt it to our use case. So we're basically taking this code here for fill pipe, and we're taking that as our example that we're using for buffer data receive. And we're also going to need, hello, welcome. I'm not sure how to pronounce that name. Kaushik, possibly, or Kaushik. Welcome to the stream. Glad to have you. So we're going to have a pipe reader. Let's see if we can find this. Yes, we need to include the package, I believe. Alrighty. System.io.pipelines. Whoops, not piples. There we have it. And by the way, welcome to all the new viewers. My name is Isabelle Santin. I'm the head of operations of my own software company, Chosen Few Software. And today we're doing kind of a fundraiser live stream for a RICO defendant and eco activist, Hannah Cass, who lives in my area. And there's a donation link in the description for this fundraiser event, where I recommend you make a minimum donation of $5 if you want to contribute to it. She has a great cause, and right now she's trying to find the means to pay for her legal proceedings, where she was unfairly charged with racketeering charges by authorities. And so I'm helping assist her out and doing this fundraiser live stream. So if you could contribute what you can by either sharing this live stream more widely if you're enjoying it, or by donating directly. We would really appreciate it if you took the time to click that link in the description and make a donation. There's also another link in the description to an article that explains her cause more clearly. So yeah, welcome everyone, and I really appreciate y'all being here. So we need a pipe reader here. We'll call it reader. Or actually, more specifically, receive reader. Thanks, Tom. I appreciate that. And we need a pipe writer. And we'll call that receive writer. Alrighty. So now we'll go ahead and do an internal constructor for quiche stream so that we can initialize those variables. And let's go ahead and check out this example code. I know, right? Thanks, Vertica, for the subscription to the channel, by the way. I really appreciate that. There we are. So new pipe is what we want. Totally, for sure. We'll call this receive pipe. And we'll comment these out for now because I don't believe we absolutely need them. And there we go. Alrighty. So now let's try and adapt this code here. So basically what we're doing is buffering the data that we're grabbing gradually from the socket. Thank you, David, so much. I appreciate that. As we're grabbing data gradually, we're basically accumulating it in this writer instance. Whoops. There we are. Okay. So then we're going to go ahead and grab buff in and copy it to our memory. There we go. And then we're going to advance our writer. So basically all this code is doing is copying the data that we're receiving in and accumulating it in a more contiguous buffer. And we're telling it to then advance this buffer by the amount of bytes we're reading, which is, of course, buff size. I really appreciate that, Tom. Thanks for watching, everyone. Really, I really appreciate it. And I don't think I've ever actually had this many viewers in one stream right away. So it's really cool that y'all are all here. Alrighty. And if we catch an exception, we're actually not going to go ahead and catch any errors there because we want them to be thrown properly. Whoopsie. Alrighty. So then we're going to go ahead and flush the writer so that all that data is available to the reader. And we want the synchronous version of that. Oops, that should be brighter. There we go. Oh, it has to be asynchronous. All right. Well, I thought I could get away with that and be cheeky, doing all my code synchronously. Oh well. So instead, we're going to have to grab a byte array from the heap. Just got a flash of the whole of my background of the Mandelbrot. Cool stuff. Is that found? Yeah, so I actually use my own code to make that, to generate that image. And it's actually a distributed render. So it was distributed across 4 different machines that each rendered a different quadrant of the image. And then I scaled it down from 16K all the way down to 4K. And that's the image that you see. So I really appreciate that. I zoomed in to a special spot in the Mandelbrot set myself, messed around with the colors until I had it just right, and then I took a screenshot, basically, with my own custom software. So I really appreciate you saying that, because it's something that I'm very passionate about, mathematics in general. I am a girl that used to be a boy, I will say. Zakaria. Yeah, I appreciate that, David. That's really cool. Izzy is the definition of I will do it myself. For real. Determination manifest. Y'all flatter me. I appreciate that. There we go. Or actually, we don't even need this buffer size. We can just do buffer.length. There we go. Nice. If result is completed, we'll do a break. And we actually don't need... Ain't flattery if you've done it. Gosh, aw shucks, I'm blushing. Thank you, Tom. Alright, so this is really all we want to do. And then we'll just return this as a Boolean. So we've basically taken that example code just now and adapted it so that instead of going in a receive loop, it's actually just one small part of the larger receive loop that we have over here. And we're going to go ahead and grab that result synchronously. And I suppose we should also pass whether the stream is finished. Let's see, where do I have that? Stream finished. There we go. Or I guess that can be shortened to finished. Alrighty. And if finished, we will go ahead and call receive pipe.writer .complete. There we go. Nice. So that'll basically tell the stream when we implement this code here that we're done receiving from that stream and that it's closed properly. I just read your chat message, Tom. I'm not going to say that out loud, though. Alrighty. So next we're doing the reader part of this. So we're taking receive pipe.reader. And we're basically going to do we're going to wrap this. Read async. Hold on. I actually need to look back at the example. So we do read result. Okay, interesting. So I think what we'll actually do, which will be easier ultimately, receive stream. And we'll just do receive stream equals receive pipe reader at stream. And we'll tell it to leave itself open because we want to be able to close it ourselves. So then we'll just implement all these methods as, let's see, receive stream. And we'll just call all the functions this way. So essentially, we've just made a wrapper around the pipe stream. We'll do throw new. Does buffer.copy2 do bounds and overflow checking? Good question. So, yes, it does. Because since we're doing all this in C# land, it's all a managed wrapper, so it'll never copy more than it's supposed to or is able to. Because not only does memory.span have its size defined, so does buffer. So it will throw an argument exception in the case that there's an overflow. We'll do set length the same way. And we'll do not implemented for write for now, since that will be for the sending pipe. And I just realized we'll want to pass a quick... Ravi, yeah, I am trans. Thanks for asking. I'm trans and I'm proud of it. And I'm honestly flattered that it's even a question and that you don't feel like it's super obvious. That's like such a compliment, so thank you. So we'll also grab that connection. And we're going to need this for later when we're implementing the send algorithm. Hi, MK. Yeah, I know, right? This is great. So much fun. Give us content, mother. Transcoder pride, hell yeah. Yeah, David, it's a really nice platform. I love the .NET framework. Give us more content, Mother. That's so funny. All right. So next, we're gonna go ahead and just pretend like we know that this reading portion is gonna work, which I don't actually know that. But yeah. By the way, for y'all in chat, just so you know, MK Zariel, who just joined us, is one of my great friends who actually helped me get connected with Hannah Cass and set this fundraiser up. So it's a wonderful opportunity for everyone, so I'm just thankful to them for that. So thanks, MK. Aha, there we are. So we need to pass this reference. Of course. And then we have the result, which we actually don't need. So we'll do this instead. And I suppose, because we're calling this asynchronously, we'll have to perform a lock on the pipe stream. I believe. Yes. Sounds great, David. I appreciate that. We appreciate it. Is this for a current project or something unreleased? So this quiche.net library is a wrapper around Cloudflare's quiche library written in Rust, except this wrapper is for C#. And basically what I plan to use this for is as a cross-platform wrapper for the Quick protocol for my C# applications. So you might see this code make its way into Save, into another project that I'm actually working on, totally open source. And I guess I can talk a little bit about it. It's basically a distributed peer-to-peer network that is meant for social interaction among people online. So instead of being a centralized service, it's basically going to be completely distributed, like something like BitTorrent, and you can just send each other messages and perform video and audio calls and stuff like that. So, and all of this is happening over quick connections. You like spoilers, so you're all ears. Yeah, so this project is basically a prerequisite for a lot of the development that I'm going to be doing in the future. So I thought it would be fun, since I'm planning on open sourcing it, to talk about it and check it out today. Peer-to-peer socials is something you've been wanting to see. I know, right? Like, even services like Mastodon claim that they're like entirely peer-to-peer. And they aren't, because the user federation is still all performed centralized, concentrated into these hub servers, essentially. Whereas with this other network that I'm developing, authentication is the part of it that's completely distributed, meaning identity is not only arbitrary, but also mutually authenticated. And it's all done with open PGP keys and stuff like that, so it's really neat. And I am noticing that that lock is conflicting with this. That's a good question, Tom. What's my favorite language to work in? I would say my favorite language to work in is C#, but as far as a fun language, my favorite language in terms of like a challenge for my brain has got to be F#. I love functional programming. Federation is an improvement, but not all the way there. Are you using IPv6 then? Yes, so actually this peer-to-peer network is implemented on top of the transport layer using Quick at the bottom of the application stack and using SIP at the top of the application stack. And then in the middle is all that peer-to-peer distributed authentication goodness. So it can, in theory, work both for IPv6 and IPv4. Let's see here. So I'm wondering how to handle this flush here. I probably only need the lock for this part. And we'll find out later when I'm testing this, like a week from now, whether this is going to be the cause of my headache for an entire week. But we're not dealing with that right now because this is mainly an educational live stream. All right, so we have the receiving code done. Now it's time to focus on writing. And how we're going to do that is we're also going to need a stream ID so that we know who we are at this layer of the logic. All right, perfect. So then we're gonna go back here. Oh my goodness, my doorbell is ringing. I will be right back, guys. Hello again, I'm back. It was just, the kids next door wanting to play. So we're gonna take in our stream ID. There we are. And I'm actually gonna go ahead and take a moment. Am I recruiting new devs right now? I really enjoy working with .NET and C#. Also, I've done a lot with Java, blah, blah, blah. Would love to see my skills for a cause I believe in. For sure. I mean, I'm not looking to hire anyone right now because the way that things are running right now, this is more of a hobby project type thing. So unless you're okay with like an unpaid intern type role, that is basically how we're operating. At a loss, yes, but that's just how you start a business, right? Yeah, the internal coloring as well on the fractal. But yeah, so I'm not hiring at the moment, but in the future, I might be able to have capacity for that at some point and would love to have more developers on the team. So I was actually going to go ahead and pull up the website. Streamception. And I just wanted to point you towards the two links here in the description. We have a article explaining what this fundraiser live stream is for. And basically it's for a RICO defendant here in Madison, Wisconsin that is trying to find the means to pursue a court, you know, to pay for court, basically. And we have this Venmo link here that you can use to donate to support her. She's a person of color, an eco-activist, an anarchist, and she's just a wonderful human being. And we would all really appreciate it if you took the time to check out the links in the description once either you're done watching this live stream and travel to Atlanta for court, which is really expensive. Exactly, MK. For sure. So if you want to help this wonderful person out that is in my local community, we would really appreciate it. And for the record, Hannah doesn't identify as an individual of color. All right. That's good to know. I appreciate that. But yes, so you can donate. We recommend any donation at or above $5 at this link right here. And we would really appreciate it if you took the time to do that. That's good to know, Laura. Well, I'll tell you what. You can reach out to me at isabelle@chosenfewsoftware.com and we can chat about it over email. Because I would honestly really love to have another dev on the team. Alrighty. So next we have to find a place to run this driver. But many of the RICO defendants are POC, people of color, and they're all doing anti-racist work by participating in SCC. Got it. A fountain of information. Thank you so much, MK. That's a really big deal to have you in the chat. Stop Cop City. Acronyms. But yeah, it's a huge deal to have you in the chat talking about what exactly we're raising funds for, because it's important that people know that. Because, of course, you don't want to pay for something that you don't know where that money is going. So we're actually going to go ahead and run this on another thread. And that's the received thread. And we're also going to start working on a new driver for the sending code, which has a few interesting requirements, but we'll go over that in a second. Run, receive, and I suppose we can just call this receive driver, because we also want a send driver. There we go. So on this send driver, we're gonna have to do a few things. We need to time our output to the socket. So we need to have this timed on a timer. So for that, we're obviously going to need to declare a timer. That's cool, David. Yeah. I mean, if y'all just wanted to send me an email so I can help you get connected, you can find my email address on the Chosen Few Software website. That's chosenfew.software. And yeah, if y'all could just send me an email and I can hook you two up to each other, that would be awesome. And the callback will be something else. And we'll have an object for state. There we go. No problem, David and Laura. I really appreciate y'all expressing interest in that kind of thing, because it's really nice during these times to like make connections to each other and figure stuff out, because in the end we're all just different people with a lot of different ideas, and it's really cool to be able to collaborate on shared passions. And I love to be able to help make that happen however I can, however I can. So the send packet will make that a to-do. And then we'll make that the callback. There we go. And we're going to use this timer to basically figure out when to send our stuff. And in our queue here, this is where we'll list out the inputs from our streams. So we're going to need a stream ID and a byte buffer with the data we want to send. Alrighty. And then while true, we want to run this indefinitely. Or I suppose we could also run this as a for loop without a condition. There we go. We'll grab a packet from our queue. So send queue.dequeue. And we'll take this as an output. There we go. And we'll call this, there we go. So then we're gonna call quiche stream send. We're taking in the native pointer to stream ID. I'm not sure why that's a red line right now. Oh, right. I'm silly. There we go. Pair.streamID. And we're gonna take in a pointer to that buffer. There we go. Let's see here. Yes. We'll just do false for now because we don't want to deal with the logic of closing streams at the moment. But I will write myself a little to-do here. There we go. And then we need a output for the error code. For that, we'll use this little bit right here. And pass that in as a reference. there we go. And then we'll kind of break up these arguments here with some new lines, because that's quite busy. By the way, I want to welcome any new viewers. I've seen a lot of people come in and out. We've had quite a bit of churn, and we're actually already at 98 views on this live stream, so that's honestly really cool. It's really nice to see all of y'all in chat and listening in on this. This is just a reminder, this is a fundraiser live stream. We are supporting a RICO defendant here in Madison who has to travel back and forth between Madison and Atlanta for court. Yeah, exactly. Don't forget to like the stream, share it widely if you can, and check out the links in the description if you want to support a Stop Cop City cause. Oh, sweet. Thanks, Linterney. That's awesome. Thanks for that. That's... Honestly, you're such a legend for that. You put it on so many Discord and Signal chats, for sure. It's honestly really nice to be able to do this. I'm so happy that it seems to be really successful so far. So let's keep the hype up, let's keep the momentum going, and let's keep writing code. Awesome, Vertica, that's awesome. Really appreciate it. Spam the stream link everywhere. Yeah, make it so that people are sick of seeing my face everywhere. That'll be awesome. Like, genuinely. So then we have this send packet part, which we will essentially... Let's see, what am I trying to do here? So after this, we need to call quiche send. So I'm gonna grab all this from here. And we're gonna go ahead and allocate another buffer here. There we have it. All right. And we'll have this outside over here. And actually, I'm going to use a object to lock onto. So I'll explain how all this works in a second once I'm done gluing it all together. Okay. Yeah, that should work. Awesome. So basically I'm using an arbitrary object as a mutually exclusive lock. And that's going to help me synchronize what I'm doing here in send packet. Just making sure the null check is okay. And I'm not sure we can have a fixed statement in a block statement. I'm not sure. Hello, new viewers. Thanks for coming along. We're just doing a fundraiser for a RICO defendant here in Madison. And she's really cool. She's an eco-anarchist and believes in our right to preserve the earth. And yeah, if you can help support her in her court proceedings, she's caught up in racketeering charges, RICO charges. And if you can help her out, we would really all appreciate it here. And honestly, you just being here is also a way of supporting her, so we appreciate you regardless. So yeah, thanks for coming on in. Alrighty. So we have our packet buffer. There we go. Awesome. Oh, right. This needs to point to our packet pointer. All right. So what we have here is some code that essentially focuses on sending packets outbound onto the network. And we're actually going to move this code into here. The speed of C. Yes, I am trans. Thank you for asking, by the way. I'm very proud of that fact. And I feel a lot of trans creators, especially in the IT field, go underappreciated. And so I appreciate you taking the time to ask that question and to understand what my story is, because it's honestly really flattering that that's even a question, so I appreciate that. So we do need a packet buffer here. There we are. And I suppose we can actually use the array pool for this, so that we're just reusing memory efficiently. So we're going to rent out that array pool. And then after this, we're going to release it back. There we go. Awesome. So then this send packet is going to be triggered by this part here. You're heterosexual and not proud. It's just what you are. I mean, yeah, of course. We appreciate people of all genders, of all sexual identities here at The Chosen Few. It's something that we take pride in, of being accepting and of diversity in our community, and so it's important to recognize everyone's story. And this lock can actually go up here. But isn't pride a sin? Hey, I'm gay as hell. I'm a sinner. I'm going to hell. And I'm gonna meet Satan, and it's gonna be the coolest thing ever. Alright, so that looks good. And then state repression is actually a sin, so please donate. Hell yeah. Love that shameless plug, MK. Awesome. I love the vibes today. It's so great. Alrighty. Hannah Cass on Venmo, Winky. Wink, wink. For real, Vertica. So then timer dot. Let's see. What kind of timer do we have here? There we go. I don't think that's the right one. No, I think it is. Because there's actually lots of different timer classes. Do time. Okay. Alrighty. Love that response, MK. Hi, Ouija. Welcome. Alright. So let's see here. So I'm just trying to figure out what I'm doing here. I somehow need to pass this to the callback here on the timer. We'll mention donations every time someone is transphobic. Lovely. Really appreciate y'all in chat. So I actually think I'm gonna need to pass the buffer as state. There we go. It's actually quite the interesting challenge here, because we need to get just the right amount of it. Linterney, lovely. Love that. Let me actually go ahead here and do something real quick. Oh my goodness, so many people subscribed. We're almost at 300 subscribers. Let's see here. Do donation. Alright. Y'all in chat, settle down, settle down. I hid their messages. Alrighty. You have been donationated. Hell yeah. Whee! Question of the day. Have you donated? Donated? Let's see. What am I trying to do here? Why is that returning error? I love waking up to donors. Donate, donationally. Maybe you'll donate $10 for every transphobe or transphobe lookalike who shows up to some Hell yeah, let's do it. It's like a drinking game, except donation game. Lovely. I don't understand why this is returning an error. Donors all over my TV screen. Big faithful donors. It says, let's see. That is so weird. That is like a compiler issue, I think. I'm not even sure. If Hannah is watching this, I'm sure she finds this encouraging. Of course, that would be so wonderful if she was. If you are in chat, Hannah, please make yourself known, because that would be awesome. Alright. So I'm actually going to need to make a wrapper class, or structure for this. Wait, what? Compiler issues? Distracted by chat. Yeah, so I'm trying to pass a tuple to this state, as an argument to this state parameter here, but then when I'm trying to cast it, it's giving me issues. Hey, Miss Santin, what's your preferred donors? My preferred donation size would be $5 or more. I'm gonna ignore the fact that that comment was very sus. Send size. Send buffer. Sussy wussy. Seems doable. Y'all are hilarious. Alright, let's see here. I think that should work. Yes. So then just do send schedule info. glaze your donates and sprinkle them. Oh my god. Not states. State. There we go. Cool. And then we have info.send size. Enough states for a fictional novel. What exactly am I coding? I am coding a open source library that basically implements a wrapper around another library that basically implements the quick protocol, which is a new protocol, a relatively new protocol that appeared around 2011, 2012, and is now becoming a standard part of the modern web. And so I figured I would make a C# wrapper around this popular library. So that's what I'm coding today. Alrighty, so we also need a socket address. There we go. Nice. So then over here, we have to make a byte array. Alrighty. That's all well and good. Then we need to release this. Or rather, return it. Let's see. Okay. Alrighty. So then we can get rid of this lock, because this is purely now for sending the packets. And then I suppose we also need a send schedule info. There we go. Okay. So that we can communicate all this to our timer. So then our due time will be send info. Love the dab emoji there. Alrighty. Turn down for what? And let's see. I think we can do then time span dot from pix. There we go. Oh my gosh, MK, that's awesome. That's so sick. Awesome. Yeah, I mean, we've gotten so many more subscribers and lots of views on this stream. This is honestly really crazy. So, for those of you who are joining us or have joined us just recently, we are doing a fundraiser live stream for Hannah Cass, a RICO defendant and eco anarchist here in Madison. She needs help to essentially pay for her travel expenses, traveling back and forth from Madison and Atlanta to basically fight and defend herself in court. And so we really want to support this person. She's amazing. And we have a link in the description, a Venmo link, that has the place where you can basically donate to her. So it's a great cause, and we have an article in the description as well. And also her legal fees, court fees, bail, and living expenses. Exactly. This stream turns transphobe tears into donations. Hell yeah. But yeah, so it would be really nice if you could donate even just $5, any of you. That would be amazing. Bye, Linterney. Have a nice day. Let's see. Right, okay. There we go. Alright, I think we're back. Back, are we? Hold on. Why did I say that like Yoda?
Back are we? Hmm?
And I'm wondering... You can hear me, yay! Awesome, I'm back. Hi. Okay. So I read your message, Tom. You said you're so tired, and I'm like, then go to sleep already. But then I was saying your response was probably going to be, oh, but the lady is on the screen. Pretty lady. Alrighty. There we go. Aw, shucks. Alrighty. So then info should be send info dot yes, it should be send count. Okay. There we go. Alrighty. And then we need to set our send address. There, finally. So that's all well and good. And we're actually gonna be stopping the stream soon. There's actually one last thing that I wanted to show y'all on stream before we close things out for the evening. So I'm done with my coding session for the day. I want to save all my changes and commit it to my pull request. So a pull request is basically a request to make changes to the code in an open source repository, such as this one. And I've opened a pull request that basically is focused entirely on this set of changes that I want to call, it's called committing it, commit to the repository. And so what I'm going to do is commit these changes. A commit is essentially a small set of changes that in aggregate in the pull request become a larger part of it. So the most important thing when making a commit is to use an informative message when creating it. So then once that's committed, I'm going to push it to my branch. And here we see it, right here. So that's basically it for the day, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I want to make one final call for donations. If you haven't donated already and you have the means to, there's a link in the description to Hannah Cass's Venmo page. She's a RICO defendant here in Madison who is an eco-anarchist and activist that is also an amazing person, and we want to help her fight for what's right. So please go ahead and click that donation link if you're interested in supporting her cause. And yeah, thank you all so much for watching. We really all appreciate it here at The Chosen Few. Please support your local eco-anarchists. Exactly. Listen to MK. Hannah is amazing, and so is everyone here. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time here at The Chosen Few. Bye-bye!